Hello everyone, welcome to the second video on files. When a program is terminated, the entire data that was used in the program will be lost. So, storing in a file will preserve the data even if the program is terminated. So, in order to preserve the data that was processed, we require to store them in files. That is where the use of files comes. And these files will be permanently stored in the secondary storage of your memory. So there are basically two types of files, text files and binary files. And to access a file which is stored in your secondary memory, you require a file pointer which will be of the data type file. A capital FILE is a data type, and you have to create a file pointer. And the basic operations that are done on a files are open, read, write and close. To open a file, you require the function fopen, wherein you have to specify the location of the file that you want to access and the mode in which you want to open the file. The modes are write mode, read mode, append mode, read write mode. You can both read operations and write operations, both are possible. So if you open a file in a specific mode, only that process can be done. That is, if you open the file in read mode, only reading process can be done, and if you open in write mode, only write operation can be done. So this is the process of fopen function, wherein you have to open the function, and the location, this location and the mode will be transferred to a file pointer. This file pointer will point to the corresponding location of the file. So once the file is opened, the pointer or the cursor will move to the starting location of the file or to the location wherein that is specified based on the mode that it is opened. So once the operations, that is read and writing operations on the files are done, you have to close the function. To close the function, you have to use the function fclose and specify the file pointer which was used to open that specific file. So fclose of fp was a file pointer. Fclose of fp will close the file which was opened by using the file pointer fp. Now there are various input and output operations that can be done on files. So similar to your input output operations in a usual C program, there are both formatted and unformatted functions. In formatted functions, you have to specify what kind of data you're going to insert to the file or what kind of data you're going to read from the file. You have to specify format, that is whether you're going to read integer data or floating point data or character data. That format should be specified. But in unformatted functions, the format is already specified in that function, and only that kind of data will be accepted. So now moving on to the various functions that are used to read data from a file. So they are broadly categorized into formatted and unformatted. In unformatted, you have four functions: fgetC, fgetS, fread and getw. And in formatted, you have fscanf. So fgetC is to read from the file, to get a single character from the file, and fgetS is to get a single line of code from the file. Fread is to get an entire block of data from the file, and getw is to read integer from the file. So fscanf is similar to the scanf function in your C programming. The only difference which is that you are reading from the file instead of reading from the console input output screen. So now we'll see each function in detail. So fgetC. So fgetC is the most simplest function, and it is used to read a single character from the file. And the general syntax is fgetC and specify the file pointer. That is the pointer which file you're going to access. That file's pointer should be specified within the brackets, and the value will be returned. The return value will be a character, and if in some case of error, if any case error occurs in the reading process, it will return EOF. EOF means end of file. after you're writing all data to the file, the computer will automatically specify a EOF character to the file, specifying that you have reached the end of the file. So when you read a single character using fgetc, that will be a single character will be read, and in case of some error, it will return the value EOF. So let's see an example. So here is a program which it shows example of fgetc. So you are declaring the file pointer fp, you're declaring a character ch, and you're declaring a you're opening a file sample.txt in the read mode. So you're going to read from the file, so you have to open in read mode, specifying the name of the file and in the read mode, and that pointer is transferred to fp. So now we're checking if fp is equal to null. So if it is null, that means there is some error in opening the file. Otherwise, you're going to read. So you're reading ch is equal to fgetc of fp. So the first character in the file will be stored into ch. And next you're specifying while ch not equal to end of file. That is, you're going to read the character until you're reaching the end of file. So each character you're reading, it is displayed on the console. That is the use of putchar ch. So each character you're reading, putchar of ch will be displayed, and then the next character is read, and this process is repeated until you reach end of file. So this is the use of fgetc. Individual characters will be read, and that characters will be displayed on the screen. So if hello was stored in your console or in your file, first h will be read, h will be displayed, e will be read, e will be displayed, l will be read, l will be displayed, again l will be read, l will be displayed, and again o will be displayed. So after that, the entire content in your file is over. So then it will return the value EOF. That means you have reached the end of the file, so that this program terminates. So fgetc is to get single character at a time, and that should be stored into a character variable. So that is about fgetc. Now moving on to fgetis. Fgetis is to get a single length string of characters. That is, you have to getting a string from a file, and the syntax is fgetis specify the string or the character array to which you are going to store the value, and you can specify the length of the string that you're going to read, and then specify the file pointer. So what happens in fgetis is it will read a string from the specified file either until a new line character is read or until the length minus characters have been read. That is, if you are giving the length 30, it will either read the first 29 characters, or it will read until you reach a /n character or a new line character. So that is what happens in fgetis. So if new line will be read, it will be a part of the string. So what happens in fgetis is, if some statement was written, the first length minus 1 data will be read into str from the file pointed by the file pointer fp, or else it will read the set of characters till a /n to str in the file fp. So the function will return the string str if it is successful, otherwise it will return an error message or a null pointer. So let's take an example. So here you are opening the file sample.txt in the read mode, and you have the declared character array str of size 50, and the file pointer is also declared. Using that file pointer, you are opening sample.txt. So here also you are checking if there is any error in opening the file. So after that, you are using the function fgetis str50fp. That is, the first 50 characters in the file fp will be stored into str, or the characters that reach, or it will read till you reach /n. So if that is not equal to null, means there is no error. So in that case, you are going to display the string. That is, you are going to display that is not equal to null, means you're going to read all those lines in the file. That is why you're using a while loop. So you're reading all the the values from the file until you reach the null value, and that is until there is nothing else to read. That is what happens in fget. Is you're going to read the entire string of value based on the length or based on the /n character. Okay, it will read the first 49 characters, or it will read until it reaches a /n. So that is the use of fget. Now moving on to fread. So fread is to read an entire block of data. That is, in structures you're writing it as an entire block of data. So this fread is usually used to read the data that is stored in the structure format, that is specified in the structure format. So structure variable data can be stored using fread. So fread, first you have to specify the address of the structure variable. You have to specify the size of that structure variable, then how many data you want to read, and then specify the f pointer. So ADR denotes the address of the data block, which is usually a structure variable. Then it denotes the size of the block, so whatever is the size of the block, and then the count denotes the number of data blocks. That is, you're going to read one set of data or two sets of data or whatever it is, that specifies the count. And fptr is a file pointer to the file. So fread is to read an entire block of data that should be read to the structure variable. So for example, here what happens is you have a structure int id char name 20, which is the structure person. These are the two data members of the structure per, and then you have the structure variable p1. So now we are going to open a file person.txt in the read mode, wherein structure datas are written. That is, first you have the id written, then you have the name written. So then after opening, you're checking whether there is any error. Otherwise, you're going to use the fread function. So first you're giving the address of your structure variable, then you're specifying the size of that structure variable. So using the size of function, you're only going to read one block of data, you're specifying one, and then you're giving the file pointer. So what happens is, the first data that is read will be stored into p1.id, and the second data that is read will be stored into p1.name. So that is what happens when you read the fread function. So the first data will be stored into p1.id, and second data will be stored into p1.name, and that value will be displayed. So you don't have to individually read p1.id and p1.name from the system. You can combine it as a single function and read the entire structure content to a structure variable. So that is the use of fread, to read a single entire block of data, which is usually structure data. So that is the use of fread function. So then you have getW. So getW is to read integers from the file. So fgetc was to read a character from a file, single character from a file, and getW is to read a single integer from a file. So get n is equal to getW of fp. The value that is returned from the file fp will be stored into n. And so this will be done, that is, if it has reached the end of the file, it will return EOF. Otherwise, it will return a integer value to the variable n. So, for example, you are opening a file file.txt in the read mode, and then you are displaying num is equal to getW of fp, and you are checking till EOF. So whatever integers are there in the file, that will be stored and that will be displayed on your output screen. So that is why you're using getW. Whatever data was there, it will be converted to integer and displayed. If it is integer value, the integer value will be displayed. Otherwise, only the integer part will be displayed in your screen. So that is the use of getW, to read integer, single integer value at a time. That is, if it is 10 will be read. If it is 100, it will be 100 will be read. That is, till it occurs a space, that corresponding integer value will be read. That is the use of getW. Now moving on to fscanf, it is a formatted function. So fscanf format is similar to that of a scanf. In addition that, you have to specify the file pointer as the first argument. So in scanf you have to specify the format string and then the address list. Here you have to specify the file pointer, that is from you are reading from a file, you have to specify the corresponding file pointer, specify the format string, that is list of format string, and then to which all variables you have to read this data. Similar to that of a scanf function, no difference. Similar to that of scanf function, the working is all similar to that of scanf function, but the difference that you have to use the file point also. So let's see an example. So here you have declared m1 m2 role n1, then name also, and then you're using the file pointer fp, and then you're going to open the file marks.txt in the read mode. And now what happens is you're going to read the name and roll number of the student. So since name is an array variable, you don't have to specify ampersand. So scanf, you don't have to specify ampersand when you're using percentages. So first you're using fscanf, you specified the file pointer, you're going to read a string value, so using percentages, and then an integer value, so that is ampersand roll. So you're reading the name and roll number. So since name is an array, you have to give the name of the array only, since that is the address, and ampersand roll will specify the address of that corresponding integer variable, and then you're displaying the name and roll number that you have read from that corresponding file. So this is how you use fscanf, similar to your scanf function, but the difference that you have to specify the file pointer. So these are the various functions that are used in your for reading from the file. So using fgetc to read a single character, and the syntax is ch is equal to fgetc of fp. Then you have fgetis, which is to read the first n-1 characters from the file pointer. The format is fgetis, specify the string, the size, and then the file pointer. Then you have fread, it is to read a binary content or a block of data. It is used as structure content. So you have to specify the address of the structure variable, the size of the structure variable, number of blocks are you going to read, and then the file pointer. Then the next one is getw, that is to read integers from the file. So to read integers from the file, you can use the function getw. So getw of fp, which is equal to num. So the data will be returned as an integer value to num. And finally, the formatted fscanf function, that is to read numbers or strings or anything based on the format that is specified. So it is similar to your scanf, in addition that you have to specify the file pointer also. So these are the various functions that are used for reading from a file. So thank you.